Story time. When I was 14 years old, I beat my dad at chess for the last time, and that was the last time he ever played me. And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original series, The Queen's Gambit. 8-year-old orphan Beth Harmon is quiet, sullen, and by all appearances unremarkable. That is until she plays her first game of chess. Her senses grow sharper, her thinking clearer, and for the first time in her life, she feels herself fully in control. By the age of 16, she's competing in the US Open Championship. So there's 7 episodes. They're all about 50 minutes long, except for the last episode, which is an hour and 7 minutes of epic conclusion. I would say that if you are a chess lover, you're going to love the series. But if you're not, that's okay. I love these tournament arcs, that especially in anime, but also in live action series, where the character has to learn something, they have to be good at something, like a sport or, something that you have to be a professional at. And then there's levels of your character learning to become better at that particular thing that they're doing. And by the end, you are totally rooting for them. They've learned, they've lost, they've gone through growth as a character, they've gone through growth as a person, and you've been with them on that journey. And so it's totally that. There's 7 epic episodes that I was totally immersed by. With every frame, with every story, I was like on the edge of my seat, and I never thought in a million years that I would say that about a TV series that is predominantly about chess. But where the story is really interesting, because it's based on a book, there's an interesting adaptation to the screen, obviously, by director and screenwriter, the same person, and how they've adapted it is stunning. It looks phenomenal. Every shot looks like a grand scale, looks like something you could watch at a cinema. But more than that, it's the way it's captured. So when you're seeing a chess game being played out, it's not just boring static shots. You see how our protagonist, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, she has a remarkable way of seeing the chessboard. She looks at the roof and it moves in different places. She can play out games. Some of the great masters can play complete chess games in their mind, just see it all, understand the whole board. I thought I understood chess. I thought I was okay at chess until I watched the series and realized I'm more than a beginner. These guys are on a different level. But it doesn't matter if you're not a massive chess fan. You can go in and watch this for the character study that is inside this show, which is remarkable. Our protagonist is fantastic. Anya Taylor-Joy has this way of presenting her character that is not overstated. It's very just kind of forlorn, very rigid, very quiet. But what's going on inside her eyes, her face, her subtle mannerisms, is fantastic, because you totally get what's going on in her mind. The storm in her mind that she's calculating different moves, the way she's having to deal with life. So this is where the story gets really interesting. In amongst the competition, we have this whole story of how she's grown up as an orphan, what's happened to her mother at a young age to make her an orphan, and how those few moments, there's a few moments that has basically shaped her life, that has made her thinking in probably not the best way, not a healthy way. And you see the repercussions of that just completely kind of controlling her life. There's various aspects of her life where she comes into contact with things that are repeats, like sins of the father sort of thing. And so she gets adopted. Eventually she gets adopted as one of the main kind of plots, I guess. And the family that she gets adopted by, the mother, has similar aspects to what her mother was going through. And so she has a very unhealthy kind of upbringing. And that is reflected in her life. And that's kind of the overview of the storyline. And the way we get to see that play out is between 2 main protagonists, really, for the majority of the show, is her and her mom, her adopted mother. The relationships of people learning to be adults, people learning to be mothers. The whole themes of this is very interesting, because there's so much going on here within the context of this basically savant at chess, a master that will be a master, someone that has the potential to be a master, and that was expertly intertwined in the storyline. Moses Ingram and Thomas Brody Sangster, there's an amazing cast here, but those are particularly two standouts when they're on screen together. Thomas, he plays this really interesting character, great costume design, character piece for him. I loved every time he was on screen. I thought he brought a nuance that was needed, a kind of counteract the kind of very rigid character that Taylor was playing. For Moses, it brings us kind of levity to a friendship that is needed. A lot of her friendships in this series are very serious. And so that was a nice kind of juxtaposition. And so we have all these friendships that are thread out through her life, but we're following her on this epic life journey and this epic chess journey. And it goes from, you know, her being this kind of little orphan that is figuring out some stuff, that she is smarter than the average bear when it comes to mathematics, when it comes to that sort of game of chess. And then we see her kind of learn about life with chess. It's a dramatic adventure, I would say. It's a very dramatic story, and often at times it will tug at your hearts. I think it's phenomenally acted. I think it's fantastically built as a story. That satisfaction ending that you get. I couldn't have asked for a better ending. I am sad that it's a limited series and there's only one series, just because it was that good. It's a series that I never thought I would go back and watch, but I thoroughly enjoyed every episode. So even if you're not a fan of chess, you will be a fan of the way this is put together and the sort of tournament arc storyline, which is great. Loved it, giving it an A+. So chat to me in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this series. Are you excited to see it? I thought it was fantastic. So enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.
Oh.